Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at home, abroad, we don't know where you are this year, but I can tell you this, you are most welcome to the City of Derry Jazz Festival. A most unusual of years, a most unusual set of circumstances. Call it Derry, call it Londonderry, call it legendary. Folks, for the next 3 days, it's where jazz is going to be the place to be here in the heart of this ancient city. My name is Mark Patterson, and for the next hour and a half, I have the pleasure on drawing down the curtain on this magnificent festival in its 20th year. So much to come tonight. Fiona Trotter and John, Ursula behind me, but getting us going, folks, a proud man of this city and a great jazz legend. He's live, Mr. Jim McDermott and friends.
Like a bomb, my cousin, whoa, here I go, singing low, bye, bye, like a bird. Well, somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, and so when she, bye, bye, like a bird. No one here can love, understand me. All the hard luck stories, they'll hand me. Make my bed late to late, I'll be home late tonight. Blackbird, ooh, bye-bye. Pack up all my cans and bow, here I go, singing low, bye, bye, blackbird. Where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet, ooh, so she, bye, bye, blackbird. No one here can love or understand me. All the hard luck stories, they all hang up. Make my bed late to late, I'll be home late to late. Blackbird, I said blackbird, I said blackbird, bye-bye.
Thank you so much, folks. Here's a good old Mac the knife. Oh, the shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he keeps them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Mackie, dear, but he keeps it way out of sight. And when the shark bites with his teeth, dear, scarlet billows they try to spread. Fancy gloves, so where's old Mackie, dear? So there's never a trace of red. And on the sidewalk Sunday morning, don't you, lies a body cruising life. Someone sneaking way around the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? And on a tugboat way down by the river, don't you know? There's a cement bag and it's drooping down. Where the cement is just for the weight, dear. If I forget you, tell Mac he's back and tell. Let me hear you, Tim Boy. Disappeared boy after drawing all his hard-earned cash, and McHugh spends just like a sailor. Could it be that our boy's done something rash? Yeah. Sugie Doherty, Lucy Diamond, Miss Lottie Lanyard, and Lucy Brown. Well, the line phone's way over on the right here. And now that Mac, he's back in town. Back in town. Yeah, look at old Mac, he is back. Thank you.
Jim, that is just fantastic. Mr. Jim McDermott. Folks, there's not many of us in here, but we can make some noise. Mr. Jim McDermott, come on. Folks, once again, at home, abroad, online, on the City of Derry Jazz Festival page, get us your comments. Let us know, are you in the waterside tonight? Are you in Gallia? Are you in Glasgow? Are you out in Singapore? Let us know where you are, and we'll try throughout our sessions this weekend to get you a wee mention here in the home place back in the old country. It's a fabulous evening for it. The sun is shining through the beautiful stained glass of the Guildhall tonight, and it feels like a special day here at home. We're starting to open up, and this pandemic, I think, has affected all of our lives. But if you're on the City of Derry Jazz Festival.com page, you can post on Facebook, and similarly as well, with the double output going there, and our team is behind the stage. They're just waiting to hear from you and your crack at home or abroad. We'll hear from Jim. It's always a good day for me when Jim Whiteside's on drums, Peter on bass, an exceptional array of musicians here. Jim will introduce them to us in good time. But folks, let's keep the music going because when I think of this next lady, I think of her in her prime in the Guildhall. I think of her in Bennigan's with John and the gang, a proper standard bearer. Ladies and gentlemen, Dee's on keys, but the star of the show, Miss Ursula McHugh.
Simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, hard as the clouds they're under. Oh, is it any wonder that I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might end? We put our hearts together, now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. Oh, but tonight forget it, 'cause I'm in the mood for love. stop to think of whether this little dream might end. We put our hearts together, now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. Oh, but tonight forget it. 'Cause I'm in the mood for love. I'm in the mood for love. Oh, thank you, Dee. Do you like her white baby grand? Last year she featured a red pair of boots, but she's really showing up and showing off this year with, oh, she's her. This next song, I suppose when I was choosing it, I didn't realize how relevant it is in relation to the last year and how challenging it has been. So it's penned by two of my favorite composers, Rodgers and Hart, and this is for anyone who's booked their first breakaway. It's called Small Hotel. I'd like to get away, Junior, somewhere alone with you. It could be oh so gay, Junior. You need a laugh or two. A certain place I know, Frankie, where funny people can have fun. That's where we two will go, darling, before you can count up 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a small hotel with a wishing well. I wish that we were there together. There's a bridal suite, 1 room, twice as neat, complete for us to share together. Looking through the window, you can see a distant steeple. Not a lot of people. Who wants people? When the steeple bell says good night, sleep well, we'll thank the small hotel. We'll creep into our little cell, and we can thank the small hotel together. Through the window, you can see a distant steeple. Not a lot of people. Who wants people? When the steeple bell says good night, sleep well, we'll thank the small hotel. We'll creep into our little cell, and we can thank the small hotel together. Together.
Ursula, you're spoiling us. You're absolutely spoiling us. Ladies and gentlemen, you're at the heart of the greatest live jazz festival in the world, or so we think, and we'll believe in it. Absolutely. My name's Mark Patterson. For this hour and a half, folks, we've got some magnificent talent in this room. We're going in the round firstly, but you'll hear from the artists in good time as well. Just to say, the local legend that is Mickey Doherty, one of the most popular people in this city, will be taking the reins tonight in here in our multi-stage at 9 o'clock. And tonight, Mickey will have the Palais Swing Band, Sensation and Superstition. So Mickey to look forward to, one of the city's great characters. Ursula, thank you so much. That was a treat. We'll hear from Ursula in good time, as I say. Some lovely mentions here, folks. Joe and Terry Doherty watching from the Triangle in the Waterside. We're going to go international this year, folks. We don't care. We will make it international. If you're in Los Angeles today, or Kuala Lumpur, or Paris, France, let us know. Orla says, it is great to see these bands back on stage. It's like they were never away from it. And folks, Andrea and the festival team are at pains this year to bring the festival back to where it started. I remember the first year with Johnny and the team, senior players like Jim, John, George, Gay McIntyre, having this idea about a jazz festival. Could we do it? Wise up, you can't do that. And look at us nowadays, folks. 20 years on, and it's one of the finest jazz festivals and the friendliest jazz festivals. So if you've never been to this part of the world, be welcome. We'd love to have you. And if life sorts itself out between this time now and this time next year, get over here. The crack is good. The bars have that much drink in them, folks. They're actually selling it. So Liz McGowan says, I'm missing the festival so much. I think we all are, Liz, in many different ways. But this is the way it's going to be this year. And I'm liking this. The Guildhall is looking fabulous. The Guildhall team have done something pretty special in here. But look, less of the chat, more of the music. When I think of this artist, and I've said it elsewhere, and she stood beside me, so I'll say it again, one of the most touching live gigs I think I've ever seen in all my years associated with this festival. Fiona, with her dad, John, up in the great hotel, the Bishopsgate Hotel at the top of the city. And I saw people with tears coming down their cheeks. No pressure tonight, Fiona. But again, local music and local families, this part of the world is special when it comes to families and music and performance, and more of that in good time. With her dad, the magnificent John Trotter, on keys and directing the band, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Fiona Trotter.
Corazón, samba en mi alma, samba en mi corazón, samba en mi faro, samba en mi amor, samba en mi faro, samba en mi amor, samba es libertade. Samba es verdade. Samba es libertade. Samba es amor verdade. Daru tatu tatu, daru tatu tatu, daru tatu 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 tatu. Saru daru saru daru 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 daru. Sarana. My love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. The skies above are blue, and my heart is wrapped up in clover. Since the night I met you, I found a dream that I can cling to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. And you smile, you smile, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine at that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. And you smile, you smile, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine.
Fiona, that was the very song that day. I'm sure you remember that day in Bishopsgate, and the people, you stopped the traffic, and we'll come to that in a wee second. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Fiona Trotter, come on, let's hear it. Fiona, thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's lovely to have you here. I want to get a word with Jim in a wee second, because this is a globe-trotting Derry man, believe me. But it's lovely to have you digitally with us today. Isn't the place looking great? Magnificent camera crew and technical crew with us this evening. Sinead Green, I'm watching from Culmore in the garden. Sinead, we need proof, please. We need a picture of that up on the Facebook page. Margaret Barr, I am loving it. At last, she says, Fiona, with big hearts on it. Leo Fitzpatrick, hiya, Leo. John, you are playing well. This is excellent. Nuala Doran, what a treat to see Ursula and Dee. Absolutely brilliant. Folks, keep those encouragements coming because, as I say, it's been such a challenging year for us all, professionally, personally. Maybe you've gone through all this on your own. Maybe you've been sick of the sight of your family and everybody. There's a wee sense here in the home place that we're breathing easy again. So lovely to have your company. And we're here in the round, so it's time to meet some of the magnificent folks who are joining us and playing for us tonight, every one of them with a very distinct connection to home. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim McDermott. Jim, put that up to your mouth so we can hear you with that microphone. We're going to get a wee chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right.
Jim, I think it's a fair point to make at this stage that you're one of the city's senior players. I remember all of those years ago, no, with regard that you were head.
Of course I am.
I mean, I remember the conversations with George Hasson, with Gay McIntyre, of course.
Yeah.
Jim, you and so many of the senior players must be incredibly proud being in here tonight.
That's fantastic. It really, really is. You see the world opening up again. It's really, to see people walking along the seafront, things like that. It is, I think we were talking about that downstairs. It's just unbelievable. It's fantastic. It really is.
But the Globetrotting, Jim, do we go to Canada? Are we back in Germany? Yours has been a far from straight road in music, Trinity, Dublin.
I've been run out of more places than enough.
Well, exactly. But Jim, there's something about the musician, the troubadour, that needs to travel.
This is it. I'm sitting around. John Trotter was the same. John and I had... In fact, something you just said earlier on, he would be a globetrotter as well. But you were talking about age. The only person older than me is God at the moment. So that's no, it's great. This setting, I can't believe. I wish the folks at home could see the setting here in the Guildhall. It is, Andrea, it is fabulous.
Folks, we need to give Andrea a wee hand behind the scenes. Andrea, come on. And the whole
Fabulous when you
gang.
walk in.
But Jim, coming in here, I mean, we could talk about the Guildhall for a long time. We want to get straight back to the music. But the very steps, folks, varnished within an inch of their life tonight coming up here. The £14 million spent in here, Jim.
Yeah.
Every reason to be proud and to think of better days ahead for your hometown.
Yeah. I was talking to a guy the last time we were out there. He was from Sweden. He stopped to talk to me out in the street, and he says, "You must be very." He says, "Oh, he saw us play." He says, "You must be very proud of your city." And I thought, "Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, we are. You know,
Absolutely." And Jim, just finally, a strange year, a distanced year, a year that we can't look forward to tonight into the wee hours and the pub crawls and all the rest. They were legendary for 20 years. We'll get them back, Jim, but a challenging year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Listen, introduce us to this gang. There's a few familiar renegades behind you there.
Sure is.
Introduce us to these magnificent players, Jim.
On one of our fine young musicians here, they're all young compared to me, is Rory Clement. It's amazing that you can be around for such a long time. I know this guy for a number of years, and his name, Rory Clements on piano. You'll hear him. You'll hear him in this
Rory,
next
thank
tune.
you.
And another dawn of the business, John Summers.
John?
And the great Jim Whiteside.
Wow.
And Mark Bradley, one of our younger guys again. I must tell you a quick story about Mark, very, very quick story. We had Bruce Adams here playing with us, and he worked with us, and I said to my son, who was with the youth orchestra, I says, "What do you think of Bruce Adams?" He says, he's very good, Dan. But he says, the young guy's good. That was Mark. Peter Bradley.
And the great Peter, of course.
So we're gonna continue with just a little quickie with you, and everybody saw Fiona there and how fabulous she was and her beautiful dress. And about 6 weeks ago, I was in their house, and she had an old pair of jeans on and a t-shirt, but she was making my tea. That takes you back a bit, doesn't it? But we're gonna finish with we're gonna start this couple of numbers with St. Thomas. Take it away, Jim. Okay, here's a tune that meant a lot to us certainly this last year. Hope you're going to enjoy this one. Good to go, guys.
Jim, absolutely magnificent. We're very aware of the calibre of musicians and players here tonight, and why would it not be the case, folks, at the opening of our amazing jazz festival? Andrew was just saying to me how typically this would have been Jazz Central and the place jammed with hundreds, with all our players and all the rest. It has to be different this year, and that's the hand we have been dealt. But boy, we'll play it as well as we can. Jim, that was magic. And your band, Jim McDermott and Friends, absolutely fantastic. And all being well, we're going to squeeze as many little sets in as we can between now and 6:30. Brendan Bradley, Jim's Saturday afternoon gig in Badgers, always my favourite. Great to see them all together. If you're tuning in overseas for the first time, the way the festival has evolved is that certain bands just came to own certain slots in the city. And you almost go back to that bar for that pint to hear that band, to hear Jim, to hear Fiona, to hear Ursula. And those little traditions had grown up over the years. They'll be back next year. Margaret, crisper than a packet of Free State Tato. There you are, Jim. You've never been compared to a packet of Free State Tato. I'm not even trying to explain that to folks overseas. That's our wee joke. Hugh Clifford, how are you, Hugh? Lovely to have you with us. Some Derry musical legends on that stage. Absolutely. Leo Fitzpatrick, Jackie Malloy would have loved this. Can we all spare a thought tonight for the late, great Jack Malloy? A great character, great singer, one of the great jazz drummers. I remember George, yourself and myself 20 years ago in the old Jackie Mullins bar. And, Jack played the drums, but he also played the Venetian blinds when he took a notion for a bit of vibrato on the drums. And he was one of the city's great characters. And Jack must be past now 2 years. We're mindful of him tonight and his family. John McGrath in Cork, a Cork jazzer. John, lovely to have you in the great county of Cork. Happy International Jazz Day. And it happens to be International Jazz Day today. So we're ticking a few boxes there as well. Folks, stay with us till 6:30. The mighty Mickey Doherty is coming up at 9 o'clock on all these same channels. Keep your comments coming. There's no better man than Mickey. But we're in the round, two at a time, 2 songs at a time. And folks, time to get a chat with a woman I've known for many, many years. She brings grace, she brings style, she brings just that little bit of class to our jazz festival and has done for many years. The few of us gathered, folks, Miss Ursula McHugh. Come on, Ursula, get a chat.
Oh, you're full of the charm, aren't you?
Ursula, might I say, you're looking absolutely fabulous with
You see, you can't beat a
the
bit of
shimmering
sparkle.
trousers.
Sure you can't, Fiona.
How does a woman get shimmer like that into her trousers?
I don't know, don't ask.
Ursula, when I think of you, I think of relaxing into the music, owning the standard, your starstruck show. Just tell us a bit about your journey thus far in music and singing.
Well, I'm in very esteemed company today. I just love Fiona's singing, and it's so lovely for Dee and I to be with our fellow musicians. A lot of them have played with us over the years, but in terms of my artist child, I'm only 10. So I wasn't involved 20 years ago with the festival, but I really only have been doing this for 10 years.
Just the 10 years,
just
Ursula.
the 10 years, and not very often, just maybe once or twice a year. But I've always wanted to lean on a piano, so Deirdre's partner made this, especially for us this year to celebrate the festival. But I just love the standards, and I love the ballad version of them. I just love the 30s and 40s, and I love the glamour.
Ursula, can you describe, knowing the town as you do, what this festival has come to mean? I mean, you could be out in the bars at 12 o'clock in a normal year, and that place would be like climbing off the rafters.
Yeah.
You have the best of overseas folk. You have all of these magnificent folk and 1,000 others from around this part of the world. What has this festival come to mean for us as a city and district?
Well, I think all of us would agree that this time of the year, people have the dates in their diaries. They're planning their flights, they're planning who they're going to stay with, where they're going to eat, who they're going to go and see. It all gets planned from festival to festival. And I think the lovely thing is how it has evolved over the years into the cafes, onto the streets.
Schools.
The schools. The
Community
schools.
halls.
Yeah. And I mean, there was one year we did the museum. Do you remember, Dee? The Tower Museum, so for me it has evolved, and can I just take this opportunity to thank the likes of Andrea Campbell, because particularly over the last couple of years it has been hugely challenging, and I don't want to make the listeners jealous, but I don't know about the rest of you, but I want to stay here for the rest of the night.
Ursula,
just
we're on
close the doors.
I
We're here.
I feel like an imposter. We're on pole position here.
Yeah, it really is. So a huge thank you, and Yeah.
Listen,
really.
can you ever remember life without Dee? Let's have a word for the Honourable Dee here. Dee, you've been her trusty right-hand woman for many a year. Well, yeah, just hand them. Yeah,
By the way,
Ursula,
anybody that knows Dee, I'm afraid to give her this mic.
oh, for goodness sake. Dee, lovely to have you with us, and thank you so
Thank
much. Some lovely playing. I can't hardly put it into words. I mean, the sun is streaming through the stained glass of the Guildhall, and a lovely evening for a song.
It is, as long as it doesn't show my wrinkles, I'm quite happy for the sun to shine as much as it likes.
Like the odd couple
Yeah,
says, Ursula.
yeah.
How did you two strike it up, Dee?
Well, we've known each other for quite a number of years, but it was just, I think it was a call out of the blue. Ursula and I kind of just met up, and then, no. And
Ursula
then,
wants to talk, but Dee's not
and
letting her.
then we met up, and just, it was for a jazz festival, wasn't it?
It was love at first sight.
Oh,
says
yeah.
Ursula.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's keep the music coming, folks. Ursula, you're looking $1 million with your Swarovski crystals or whatever they call them. I don't know. But I don't know any of these things. Folks, what a joy to have you with us in a very challenging year. There's no doubt about that. But the music is premiership. It's top drawer with our lovely guests this evening. So much to come twixt now and about 6:30 thereabouts. Ursula, another two lovely numbers from yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ursula McHugh.
Thank you.
How strange it was, how sweet and strange. There was never a dream to compare with that hazy, crazy night we met, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. This heart of mine beats loud and fast, like a merry-go-round in a fair, while we were dancing cheek to cheek, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. When dawn came streaming up all gold and blue to interrupt our rendezvous, I still remember how you smiled and said, was this a dream or was it true? That homeward step was just as light as the tap dancing feet of a stair, and like an echo far away, when that nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know, 'cause I was there that night in Berkeley Square.
I really love that. That was Anita O'Day's version of that song. I really love it. This second song, I listened to this version of a very popular song during this year. I actually listened to a lot of music, and it's a very popular song, Burt Bacharach. He doesn't make it easy for the vocalist. But this is a different take on a song called Close to You. That's not very glamorous, by the way.
do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue. That is why all the girls in town follow you all around. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Just like me, they long to be close to you. Thank you.
Goodness, Ursula. You're looking Las Vegas, for goodness sake. Folks, I hope you're having a wonderful time. We're just taking our time this evening. There'll be plenty of racket and noise later on, but you're going to hear every flavour of our jazz festival over the next 3 days. Once again, we're going to do 3 of these showcases each day. Myself, Eve Blair, Mickey Doherty, and we'll bring you the best of our local, all sorts of flavours of music, individuals, the standards, the big numbers, and much, much more. So it's lovely to hear from you. And really, folks, our festival this year will be all the more populated if you just let us know where you are and where you're coming from. We're not to see you this year in the flesh, but we hope to this time next year. Margaret Love from London. Message for you, Margaret. Runaway the Retros in Cork. Hello to our musical friends in Derry. There's an old friendly rivalry of Cork and Derry. We seem to be the port cities, the second cities, but the jazz festival cities as well. There's also a battle of the black beers, which the aficionados can talk about a different day, but it's lovely to have our friends down in Cork. Niall Doherty watching from Liverpool, cheering Granda Pete on the bass. Granda Pete, for goodness sake. Andrew Monk, fantastic people. Sounding great. Andrew plays here tomorrow, by the way. Andrew and his whole array of the band and musicians. The Connolly family in New Zealand, folks, have got out of bed to watch the festival here at home. The Browns family in Leeds. I must mention the Walsh family in Limavady. Michael Instone. June Grant says hello. The magnificent June. June, a great character, one of our English friends, says hello and misses singing with you all. I hope it will be back to normal next year. We hope so too. And Joan Talbot. Joan, again, a great front woman. I'm loving this show. Well done, everybody. And Sarah Downey, finally for now. Sarah Downey, listening in Germany. I wouldn't miss Ursula. We'll be full to miss Ursula, and we're going to hear maybe, hopefully, another wee number from Ursula in good time. But folks, when you mention the Trotter family in this part of the world and their musical associates, well, it sets the bar at a standard before we even break breath. Let me get a word with Miss Fiona Trotter and her father, John. Give them a big hand, folks. Come on. Fiona, John,
Good evening.
our sojourners. And John, if I come to you first, it must, John, I'm saying to yourself and Jim, as senior players, musicians talk about musicians and they say, Trotter, he can play anything, he can do anything. John, you must feel a lovely ownership of sorts of the Derry Jazz story.
Well, I've been on it a lot. Never as a featured act, I must say. Not on my own, but always backing other fine musicians.
Yes.
I've been with Jim, I was with Jack Malloy, with quite a lot. But I'm very proud to be here with my daughter because I think she's the most, you know.
The magnificent Fiona. John, at what stage did you know that Fiona had something pretty darn special?
It come out of the blue really because she was a ballet dancer and she got an injury dancing, and the story is she said, what am I going to do with my life? Tears, tears, tears. So I said, here's a CD, learn it off and we'll do something. It was Sarah Vaughan. And she come back 2 days later. She says, Dad, have that learned off. And I thought, really? So I went into the piano, and sure enough, she had it off note for note.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
was completely amazed.
I blame the parents, John. I blame the parents, you know.
Oh, no, it's a true bill, man.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
I couldn't get over it. So we did a bit of rehearsing and got an act together, and we've done quite a lot of stuff
You
ever
really
since,
have.
you know.
You really have. Fiona, how lovely to have you here. Fiona,
Thank
once
you so
again,
much for having
you're
us.
looking at $1 million. If you said, if you subtitled this gig tonight, Las Vegas, the Trotters, I would buy it, Ursula and everybody. Fiona, I'll never forget that gig, and I'm not just saying that, and I said it to you at the time. It was a special connection. I'm sure you remember it as well as I do. Wasn't it magnificent? And the ability of music to connect with people in the street, in the hotel, wherever.
Well, that's the beauty about this style of music. It's because it's so varied, and you can connect and you can identify with one song or another. You're going to have feelings or emotions that have tied into your life somewhere at some point. And it's a very emotional kind of music, which ties in with me very well because I'm very emotional. But yeah, it's a real pleasure to do this style of music.
Indeed. But Fiona, in a sense, you and the other senior heads around the place and all the upcoming young Londonderry heads, you have it to yourselves this year. So let's harvest when the going's good, you know?
That's it. Well, we're going to do a tune for you now. This one that's very close to my heart. That's called Testify.
Right, count it in, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes we don't understand why life is the way it is. Things don't always go the way you planned them, but I believe God in time are synonymous. And in time, God reveals all things. You gotta be still, stand in love, and pay attention. I just wanna testify. I just wanna testify. I need to testify. When I look back on my life, I go crazy when I think of the danger I put myself in. But amazing grace always carries me to safety, yeah. And knowing that I'll go back to the same place again and again. Lord, sweet the journey when you learn to love yourself, respect yourself, believe in yourself, be yourself. With amazing grace as your constant friend. Say, I am free of anger, I am free of fear. My mind is at ease. I don't regret a single yesterday, yeah, 'cause yesterday made me who I am today. Oh, I just want to testify. I need to testify. I just want to testify. I need to testify.
Testify, testify,
I gotta tell my story.
testify, testify,
About the light, the love, and the glory.
testify, testify,
Taught me how to walk, yeah.
testify, testify,
Taught me how to talk, yeah.
testify,
'Cause I'm feeling all
testify,
right now. I gotta testify, 'cause my soul's all right. Thank you, Father.
Testify,
Thank you, Father.
testify.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you.
Testify, testify. testify, testify.
Testify.
Okay, I would like to dedicate a song to one of my idols in singing, the late, great, and beautiful Mark Murphy. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. For I have learned the more you give, the more you get. So give it all you got. I've had my share. I drank my fill, and though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down another road behind the hill and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and the dreams. Funny how the time just flies, how love can go from fond lows to sad goodbyes, to leave you with the memories you memorize, to keep your winters warm. For there's no guess in yesterdays, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I am still in the game, I want to play for life, for laughs, for love. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and the dream. May all your storms be weathered. May all that's good get better. Here's to life Here's to love, and ladies and gentlemen, here's to you.
Goodness me. John, the talent remains. Thank you so much. What a treat. And you're looking fabulous, sir. Thank you very much. And a magnificent band, George Hasson. I'm going to try and get a word with George before the end of tonight's proceedings. Folks, you join us live from the City of Derry Jazz Festival 2021, our 20th year in business. We're going strong. The times are against us, but the technology is delivering tonight. A word from Caroline McLaughlin, who's in London via Buncrana. Pardon me. And Jerry Coyle, another great local musician. I've said it many times, if Jerry had been born in America, he'd be a millionaire. One of the great guitarists on the island. He just says, absolutely fabulous, everyone. And from Hugh as well, the Trotters, simply the business. So some lovely comments coming in left, right and centre. Folks, just to remind you as well, on these channels that whatever one you're watching on tonight, whether the Facebook channel or the official page, there's a documentary retracing the history of the festival, and a great history it is. Remember, we imagined this festival out of more troubled times in this part of the world, and the people flocked to it gratefully and joyfully, and it reinvented this city and reminded us that this is a city of song, a city of great musicians, a city of great traditions. Now, tonight, at 7 o'clock, the Jive Aces. Anybody knows anything about the men in the yellow suits will know that they've been here for years and years and years. Now, they've recorded a special gig for us for these channels. So that's going to be 7 o'clock this evening with the guys, a special that they've recorded in England for us. And it lets you see the whole jump jiving tradition that we've established with so many other bands down the years. Again, that's a whole part of our festival tradition. And then just to remind you again, the man himself, Mickey Doherty, one of the city's great characters. Mickey will be here for some of the bigger, sort of louder late night bands. We're having just a lovely relax here as the sun falls over Craigan this evening here in the City of Culture that we've been celebrating since 2013. So Mickey's live tonight with 3 more artists in session in the round, and we're going to have 27 of these gigs between myself, Eve Blair and Mickey himself. We'll take it in turns, 3 artists, 3 artists, 3 artists. And once again, folks, just to emphasise, we're really resting on our locals this year, the ones who were there for us in year 1. Some of those friends are with us tonight, but over the weekend you're going to get a real sense and a real proper appreciation of the music, the culture and the talent in this part of the world. The senior players, the weather-tested players, and the young bucks coming up after them. There's so much to look forward to in these channels. Jim, you need to lift that microphone again just for a wee final chat. Maybe. You see, you're a musician first, my friend.
Wife won't let me get a word in edgeways, you see. Go ahead.
Folks, we're going to go once in the round, a song each. I think we're just sort of making this up as we go along, but it's a nice way to do it.
Yeah.
Jim, just finally, being here tonight, would the people were here? They are with us digitally and all the rest.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just feel there's a lovely feeling that we're turning a corner in the city tonight after a tough year.
I'll tell you something, Mark. We were discussing this when we walked in, and this is the second time I mentioned Andrea about this. The feel about this place and nobody in it was fantastic. Can you imagine what it would be like if we had a couple of dozen people sitting on that stage?
Couple of hundred. Couple of hundred.
So, yeah, it would be something else, Mark.
Jim, thank you so much to your magnificent players tonight. We are few in number here in the main hall in the Guildhall, but our sincere thanks to you for establishing such a great collection of players. Jim, lovely to see you in the drums, Peter, and the whole gang. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim McDermott and friends. Ah, for goodness sake. Jim, you're spoiling us on the drums. Jim McDermott, thank you so much. What a treat. A magnificent, magnificent little set tonight. Mr. Jim McDermott and friends. Now, a wee word from Leanna. I wish I was there. And again, they're Trotter fans. I've never missed John and Fiona. Well, look, in good time next year. So, folks, we're nearing the end of our little mini concert or mini gig tonight. But another reminder, the Jive Aces will be doing a special digital gig at 7 o'clock on the very channel you're watching. And then, as I say, our last gig this evening with the mighty Mickey Doherty at 9 o'clock. Keep glued to the Facebook page. Keep the comments coming. It lets us know that you're out there and what part of the world that you're in. But I want folks to get a final number from the lady just stood behind me, Miss Ursula McHugh. Ursula.
What?
Isn't it lovely? I saw you doing a wee shimmy there. You're good for a wee shimmy, aren't you?
I don't want to go home.
I don't either.
It's just been so lovely, honestly. I feel very blessed to be in esteemed company.
Yeah.
And I include you in that, Dee.
Indeed.
But honestly, it's really been so much fun.
Indeed. Ursula, you know what just struck me down, having seen your performances down the years? It's the power of the story. You strike me as much as a conversationalist as a singer.
Well, that's a great compliment because I think we would all agree that when we're playing or singing, it's an interpretation, so it's always good that a story comes across. Yeah. That's good to hear that.
Do you know what I was going to ask you?
Oh,
Ursula, first night, which bars are you playing in this weekend? And it's just like I'm still on default. So you can see Ursula, folks, it's not to be.
I know.
Isn't it fun? It's a bit strange.
This has been amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
It really has. Yeah. I think I'm going away in a high. The only thing that was missing, Andrea, was just, a wee Pinot.
A wee Pinot?
A wee pint.
Good Lord. The cinnamon lozenge. Here, the cinnamon lozenges up there.
Wouldn't get out of here.
And prawn crisps, for goodness sake. Ursula, thank you so much. Dee, thank you so much. Ladies, looking $1 million. Love the wee mini grand. Absolutely beautiful. Ursula, what about another wee piece from yourself?
Okay, this is probably one of the first songs I learned 10 years ago. Love Dusty Springfield. And again, my friend Bert Bacharach, The Look of Love. And to all the people out there watching us, thank you for your continued support. The look of love, it's in your eyes. A look your smile can't disguise. The look of love is saying so much more than just words would ever say. And what my heart has heard, well, it takes my breath away. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, you've got the look of love. It's on your face, a look that time can't erase. Be mine tonight, and let this be the first of so many nights like this. Let's take a lover's vow and then seal it with a kiss. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited just to love you. Now that I have found you, don't go away. Don't go away. I love Thank you.
Ursula, what a treat. Thank you so much, Miss Ursula McHugh. A couple of mentions, folks. Keep your comments coming on our digital platforms, on the festival site proper. Margaret Barr, only 10 years, Ursula? Wow. She says, just the 10. You're only a whippersnapper, Ursula. Hugh Clifford says, OMG. Jim Whiteside, what a drummer. Jim was just taking it off the box there. I mean, it's worth coming to Derry, folks, just to see Jim Whiteside drumming, and we'll see you next year. Fiona, listen, it falls to you, my darling, to bring us home and to put a little bookend on our proceedings this evening. Just with such esteemed musicians and the other bands around you. Fiona, what are you feeling? What are you thinking about our approach this year?
I think, considering our situation, I think we've done incredibly well at the organisation, all the band members and everybody getting together and realising, that this is what it is, and you have to make, if your life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Yes. And we've definitely made a soda lemonade tonight. Champagne lemonade mixed together. So thank you to Andrea and everybody else that's worked so hard, to create this wonderful festival, because it is wonderful. And may it continue. And 20 years, what a blessing we've had.
Your dear father stood to your right, John. I don't think I've ever seen you play a trombone, but then again, I've been told by people like Colin Buckle, there's hardly an instrument that you can't play. We'll get the microphone there. Yeah, thanks, John.
Strictly true. Well, I do jazz violin as well.
Jazz violin.
But lately, I started off as an accordion player. Lately, I've been studying Balkan music.
Balkan?
From Serbia, Sarajevo. And my new hero is an accordion player. Yeah. And he's fast, man. He's something else.
Brilliant.
So,
listen, Fiona, just I must get a word, because the man to your left, again, one of our founding festival pioneers, Mr. George Hasson. Folks, give George a big hand. For many, one of the finest trumpeters about the place, Western Europe. George, you always are understated. You'll just walk in, you'll sit down, and then you'll stand up to play, at which stage usually in the bars, the chins drop. Are you feeling proud this year, George? 20 years, and we're still going strong.
It's more than 20 years for me. But what I really miss is a big frothy pint, more than anything else. No, the festival has been great this last 20 years, and like you say, Cork, I don't think there's any rivalry between Cork and here. Harry Connolly sends his regards anyway, but
the great Harry.
I've worked Cork for the same amount of time. As a matter of fact, I worked Cork with show bands long before any jazz festivals. So I've had an association with both cities for a long, long time. Yeah. There's a lot of similarities, small town, easy to get around, good musicians, good cheer, good people.
Yes, absolutely. And that sense of a sister city, George, I remember in the early days, the gentleman's name, you'll remind me, he was so generous to us. He didn't go, oh, jeepers, Derry could take us on here. He couldn't have been more helpful to us.
Jack McGurn.
Mr.
Jack McGurn.
Jack McGurn. I remember him coming on air on the radio program and saying,
who are extremely kind to me any time I played Cork,
Yeah.
Being an elderly gentleman.
Absolutely. George, before we go, I don't know if we're going to hear a George Hasson flourish in these final couple of numbers. George, how does a fella just making his way through the troubled years and pre-troubles here pick up a trumpet and end up, at the level that you're playing? I'm not saying that in any way sycophantically, but what was it that really switched you on to that little brass instrument?
I'm not quite sure. I had nothing else to do, I was too nervous to steal, too stupid to be a brain surgeon, so I ended up with this, Yeah. As a matter of fact, the people you should be asking that questions, my neighbours, when I started playing first, they could give you a better definition of how I came on.
Lisa Simpson, back then, hey?
More so, yeah. But
listen.
The jazz in Derry has gone back. There's been players here, 1959, 60. I remember in the Diamond there was a jazz club way above Austin's, beside Austin's, high up. Jim McDermott, John, loads of musicians up there every night. The saying was that you could go out, get married, have children, and be back in time to play your chorus in the same tune,
Got paid to the hour back then, huh? George, thank you so much, and we'll just hear
Thank
a
you,
final
Mark.
word.
Thank you.
Fiona, as I say, your book ending us tonight. Folks, I'll sign off after this final couple of numbers from the Trotters, but it's with great pleasure once again I leave you in the very capable hands of Miss Fiona Trotter.
Thank you so much, Mark. We're going to do a tune for you now. This one's called Endangered Species. I am an endangered species, and I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, and I know where my voice belongs. I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. I am a woman, I exist, I shake my fist sometimes, my hips, my mind is clear, my body is strong. I sing a rebirth, no victim song. Hey, 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 hey. I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. Singing, I am an endangered species, I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. Hey! They count out my sex, they bound my feet, stop my reflex, not to speak. I work in the fields, I work in the stores, I time out the deals, and I mop the floors. Hey, 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 hey. I am an endangered species, and I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. Singing, I am an endangered species, and I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. Play! My body is fertile, I bring life about. Drags flaming and war, I take them right out. My husband can beat me, he's right they say. Rape isn't rape, you said I like it that way. I am an endangered species, but I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. Singing, I am an endangered species, I sing no victim song. I am a woman, I am an artist, I know where my voice belongs. I know where I belong, I know where my soul belongs, I know where my voice belongs. Hey, 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 Thank you so much. Woo, well, Daddy's going to go over to the piano now. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying yourself here at the 20th year anniversary here at the Derry City Jazz Festival. We'd like to do a tune for you now. This one's an old one, but a great one. And we're going to do feature a little bit of everything on this one. It's called I Got Rhythm. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could dance on any more. I got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could dance for any more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him, you won't find him round my door. I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who can dance for any more. Thank you, folks. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who asks for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man trouble, I don't mind him. You won't running round my door. I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who could ask for anything more.
Oh my goodness. Fiona, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just folks at home, it's lovely to have your company, folks, albeit digitally. We wish you were here shouting and hollering and spilling your pints. Not spilling your pints in the Guildhall. We didn't spend 40 million quid in here for you to spill your pints in this magnificent building. Anyway, Leo Fitzpatrick, John and the trombone from Platterman days with Rob Strong, the great Rob. I had him on the radio, John, a couple of weeks ago. He was a lovely guest. Another man who could have been at the festival this year is Rob, a native of the city, of course, back in the day. Phyllis Curran, a Derry legend, is George Hasson. And Jim McDermott's biggest fan, his sister, Alice. Very good, Jim. Lana says with us online this evening, what a voice simply in terms of Fiona. And our final comment this evening from Phyllis, George Hasson, a Derry legend. And that's the best way we can book in it tonight, George. Folks, wherever you are, in the waterside, in the southern states of America, I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, it's lovely to have your company. And we're in touch with you, obviously, digitally on the website, on Facebook. Please let the team know where you are so we can have a genuine sense that our festival is alive and well in your capable hands, every bit as much as these magnificent musicians. A final reminder, tonight the Jive Aces will be performing on these very platforms at 7 o'clock, a special pre-recorded piece from our friends across the water. And then Mickey Doherty, don't miss him. He's magnificent. And Mickey has another whole Jules Holland approach in the multi-stage tonight at 9 o'clock live on these platforms. And folks, I'll be back with you tomorrow at midday. I don't know how these singers will want to be going full pelt tomorrow so early in the day, but John Layton and his band, I hope, will be up for it. Young Stephen McKeever, who comes highly recommended, and of course the Jaywalkers, Jim Walker, one of the city's great stalwarts down the years in the bars of this historic place. Folks, your company is good, but unfortunately for now, your hours don't suit me. From Andrea, from Stephen and our whole magnificent technical team here this evening in Derry's Guildhall, and indeed from our fabulous bands, Jim McDermott and friends, Ursula and Dee, and of course the Trotters, John and Fiona, with a pretty special band there. From me, Mark Patterson, good evening.